Well, this is it. I don't know what else to say, but this is it for Conor. This is it for Conor McGregor. First, this looks like one of the worst UFC stunts, WWE style, the world has ever seen. But then it has turned into a complete chaos right now. Conor McGregor stormed the New York City UFC 223 press conference. He's not fighting on the card. He stormed the card because Khabib and Ferguson and Rose, everybody was there and they were there to promote the fight. These guys are all trying to, get ready for the weigh in. So they're on the bus going back to the hotel. He gets let in by the Mac crew because they had credentials. So the Mac guys let Connor in through the back. He comes in with like 15, 20 guys, starts grabbing chairs, a brick, everything that was there. Starts slinging the bricks at the bus, busts the glass out, cut one of the UFC fighters. He's got cuts all over his face. He might not be able to perform. One of them almost hit Rose McGowan. She's fighting on the card that night. She was so upset, she just walked back to the hotel. Everybody's upset. This is New York City. They have not had a license to have a bout in UFC history until just a year ago to fight in New York City. I mean, I'm sorry, not Rose McGowan. You know what I mean. Conor McGregor and 20 thugs comes in there and starts slinging. Oh yeah, everybody's suing Conor. They know you just made almost $100 million fighting Floyd. You don't get ready to pay everybody in the UFC that money because he's an idiot. He's really an idiot. So, all the Conor fans, you still love Conor McGregor now? No, this made your day. I didn't need Conor McGregor to have a good day. You still love Conor now? He just injured other white people. White people injuring white people, right? They say only black people act like that, right? I thought Floyd was the disrespectful one. I don't see Floyd throwing bricks through people's windows, destroying property, injuring people. Yeah, he's got a cut by his eye. The other fighter, they're already gonna sue Connor. Nobody liked him in the first place, and now, you got kids on that bus. You had wives on that bus, and you're throwing pipes. You're throwing chairs. You're throwing everything because you think this is good promotion. So the New York City Police Department has a warrant for the arrest of Conor McGregor. His plane cannot leave and go back to Ireland. So his private plane cannot even leave. Well, if Lobo wanted to do something with Khabib, he was right there. If you wanted to get your friends back, fight Khabib. You could have fought Khabib in Russia. You turned that down in December. Talking about it wasn't enough money. So if you wanted to have your friends back, your friend wouldn't have got slapped had you stepped up and did the fight when you were supposed to. But the UFC okayed this kind of behavior from him, this caveman like crazy behavior. He has, I don't want to say a death wish, but yes, that's pretty much it. He's in it with the Irish mob. When you make money like this, you normally fade away. He's the type of person who's living a crazy life that he'll be in jail and back broke before he's 40. Because he's cutting the hands off sponsors. No sponsor will touch him now. All the people who gave him sponsorship money is done. He's done. The New York City Police Department has now issued a warrant for his arrest, and he will never be able to fight in this city again. Well, he's got to pay all the people he just injured on the bus, throwing the bricks on the bus. He just injured, I don't know how many people on the bus. Women and children were on the bus. I know, and you put in jeopardy the UFC's credential that they just got in New York. They just got the license in New York about a year ago. First time in UFC's history they'd have a license to fight in New York. The Zufas had to get rid of the company in order for that to happen. And you come in and ruin everything with your selfish, childish, thug behavior. And you jeopardized all of it with that attack. Now, all the fighters said they're suing. There were kids on the bus. There were fighters on the bus. There was trainers. There was a kid on the bus. A wife was on the bus. I'm going off what they said today. Now, they said there was no kids on the bus. That's fine. I hope there wasn't. Yeah, he almost broke Rose's hand, almost hit her with a brick. He cut one fighter on the face with glass. That's what I'm saying. Conor should just go to WWE. Go to WWE where that kind of stuff is tolerated. They love foolery. Vince McMahon would love this. He probably was watching WWE and said, yo, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to crash the thing and I'm going to make a big fight. Well, he's going to have to turn himself in New York before he's allowed to leave. His plane is not allowed to leave New York City. So he can't get out the country. Oh, thanks, Ronald Finkley. I appreciate it. My thing is, Floyd Mayweather would have done this. This would be on CBS, NBC, ABC, ESPN, all of them. Conor's going into jail. He's gonna call his lawyer and he's gonna turn himself in. He's gonna turn himself in, and when he turns himself in, he's got the Irish mob in his own hometown after him. He's got to pay for all the security at home, extra security for his family because of his activities he's doing out in the streets. He's living a very dangerous life and he's taking everyone else down with him. No, he's not a gangster. He's a thug. He's a punk. There's a difference. Gangsters don't move like that. Thanks, DeAndre. I appreciate it. Is that the real 45 King? That can't be him. Because the real 45 King would never say I was a punk. Do you know what snitching is? This is on video. This has all been on television. This is everywhere. So what is you talking about? Somebody snitching? I'm reporting on what has already happened. That everybody knows. Like, do you know what snitching is? Do you know what work? Yes, 45 King, his biggest contribution in hip hop right now is Eminem Stan, but he's done a lot more. Oh, the UFC, yes, and Dana White is getting ready to sever ties with him because if he don't, Jersey represent. Shoot, all those UFC fighters, man, they bank accounts gonna look like phone numbers when they get through suing him. UFC has been the WWE, and that's where he needs to go. That's why they keep alternating their fighters and buying their fighters from UFC. And you already got a UFC made fighter, I mean a WWE fighter right here. Send him right on over to Vince McMahon. Vince need that. Vince be, oh my God, what a disgusting display by Conor McGregor. He's destroying the bus. It's ridiculous. New York Giant Pride is back again. 365. What's going on with you? And that's a female, by the way, y'all. Vince is not sold to Disney yet. That thing's been going on for 6 years. You see Mickey Mouse in there getting rock bottom, then then that's when it's time to pack your bags and go. Yeah, Ronda Rousey versus Conor McGregor in WrestleMania. That's how you know the wheels have really fallen off. The Mac guys let him in, and he acted like a complete idiot. A complete idiot. I have no idea what you're saying. I told you, the guy is nuts. He's unstable. This was supposed to be the media day. It looked Dana White had to say something because it looked staged. So if you looking at something like this, you would think, okay, this is staged. There's no way this is really happening here. You know, like it looks phony. But why would you want to have yourself associated with somebody who would do an act like that?
I know you said yesterday you weren't sure if he was coming. Did you know he was in town? Yeah, I knew. We knew last night that he was in town. Yeah. Do you know? There's a lot of people we saw that group. Do you know if it was him or people? A lot of people we saw that what? With Conor. Do you know if it was him throwing things? Oh, they're all on video. Oh, Conor was absolutely throwing things. Oh yeah. I think Conor's the one that threw the chair through the bus window, right? Yeah. It's all on video. Not only were people shooting from inside the bus, people were shooting from outside the bus and the security cameras that they have downstairs. Everything's on camera, including the MacLife guys letting them in the doors.
Sitting here, I know it's fresh, but you want to be in business with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, no, right now, no. Absolutely not.
What do you make of, I mean, why?
I mean,
what do you make of this?
Do you want to be in business with Conor McGregor right now? Do you want to chase this guy around for interviews and buy his fights? Do you? Yeah. No, I don't think anybody is going to want to right now. No, I think everybody's going to be pretty disgusted with Conor McGregor right now. You know, listen, you don't like Khabib and you don't like what happened or whatever, then fight Khabib. You can come in here and you can do it legally. This fight's happening Saturday. We could have talked and made the Khabib fight right after. You could do whatever you wanted to Khabib within the limits of the rules of you know, fighting. But you want to grab 30 friends and come down here and do what you did today? It's disgusting. And I don't think anybody is going to be, you know, huge Conor McGregor fans after this.
You know him in a way that a lot of people don't. What do you make of this?
I don't know. I don't know if he's on drugs or what his deal is, you know. But to come and do this and act like this, you know, you're talking about a guy who has a baby. He just had a kid. This is how you're acting. You have a son at home. Anyway. Do you think he came here specifically for New York, or do you think he came for this? No. I think he came because he was interested in the fight, and I think that it escalated to this.
We heard Artem might have been in that group of people. Do you know if Artem was
Artem was. Artem's off the card. Artem's not fighting.
So that fight's not happening. Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's kind of a small part of the story, but the MacLife credential media.
I hope they get arrested too. I hope the two guys from MacLife get arrested too for being a part of it. They have it all on film. The police just came and told us that those were the guys who let them in. So hopefully they get arrested too.
I think I already know the answer to this, but if he's out, is he not allowed in the building? So I think I already know the answer.
So I guess from here, what's the next step? I mean, Kiesa's health, I guess, is priority number one, and I guess you said you're going to talk to Rose, and then what's the next step as far as Conor? I mean, do you let the whole legal
No, not
process
in a
play
fight.
out?
Yeah. The police are going to take care of Conor. The police are going to handle Conor, and you know,
I thought it was fake too. When I saw this, I said, "Oh, here
what
come they
happened here
taking this
today
right out of
was
Vince
Conor
McMahon
and
book."
approximately 20 guys apparently were let in through the doors by the MacLife guys who were credentialed here. They opened the doors for them through an entrance. They stormed the building, got down to the loading docks where the fighters were getting on the buses and started to attack the buses, throwing trash cans and dollies and things like that. Broke one of the windows and cut Michael Chiesa really bad. He cut his head, he cut his face. Rose Namajunas apparently was almost hit. She's super upset right now and basically left and walked back to the hotel. And hurt one of our employees, broke one of our employees' knuckles, and other injuries, and obviously everybody's shaken up when 30 thugs storm these guys are all cutting weight and getting ready for a fight. This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company. And there is a warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest, and they're looking for him right now.
Oh, ain't that what I
His plane
said?
cannot take off. He cannot leave the state of New York with this warrant. They'll be grounded, and I'm assuming eventually, if they don't catch him, he'll turn himself in. You can imagine he's going to be sued beyond belief, and this was a real bad career move for him.
Let's start with Chiesa. Do we know his condition? Is he able to fight?
He's at the hospital now.
So we're just waiting to find out how bad the cut is.
Right. Cuts. He's all cut up.
Rose, you said she was pretty upset. I mean, has she talked about anything? Like,
I'm going to see her next.
And how about your professional relationship with Conor?
Not good. I think that after this disgusting, despicable move, I think everybody's relationship with Conor is going to be not so great. I mean, even the police officer who came to me about this is like, God, I was a fan of his too. Not anymore. I mean, this is the type of bad decision you make that turns a lot of people off against you. You know, he attacked the bus. Listen, he's got some beef with Khabib because of the Artem thing that went down. You don't come into Barclays Center, attack people that are in a bus who are fighting the next day. And the worst part is the women that were on the bus. They're fighters. Rose is a fighter, and Carolina are fighters. But these goons are throwing bike racks and chairs and things like that through the windows of the bus, and didn't care who they hit or who they hurt. So,
are there any steps you can take? I mean, obviously you got to let the legal process play out, but are there any steps you can take as a promotion against Conor at this time?
I haven't even talked to my crew right now, and obviously, we're disgusted with him right now, completely disgusted, and I don't know. We'll see. I gotta regroup, and we have a fight this Saturday, and that's what I need to focus on and make sure that these fighters are okay and get through this fight on Saturday. But yeah, the answer to that is yes. The question is what, so yes.
Have you tried to reach out directly yet to him?
No, I don't want to talk to Conor McGregor.
I know you said yesterday you weren't sure if he was coming. Do you know he was in town?
Yeah, we knew last night that he was in town. Yeah.
Do you know, there's a lot of people we saw in the group. Do you know if it was him or people?
A lot of people we saw that
With Conor. Do you know if it was him throwing things?
Oh, they're all on video. Oh, Conor was absolutely throwing things. Oh, yeah. I think Conor's the one that threw the chair through the bus window, right? Yeah. It's all on video. Not only were people shooting from inside the bus, people were shooting from outside the bus and the security cameras that they have downstairs. Everything's on camera, including the MacLife guys letting them in the doors.
Sitting here, I know it's fresh, but you want to be in business with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, no, right now, no. Absolutely not.
What do you make of? I mean, why? What do you make of this?
Do you want to be in business with Conor McGregor right now? Do you want to chase this guy around for interviews and buy his fights? Do you? Yeah. No, I don't think anybody is going to want to right now. No,
He's a punk.
Going to be pretty disgusting.
That's what punks do.
Right,
punks bring 20, 30 people to fight one guy. Punks.
Listen, you don't like Khabib and you don't like what happened or whatever, then fight Khabib. You can come in here and you can do it legally. If this fight's happening Saturday, We could have talked and made the Khabib fight right after. You could do whatever you wanted to Khabib within the limits of the rules of fighting. But you want to grab 30 friends and come down here and do what you did today? It's disgusting. And I don't think anybody is going to be, huge Conor McGregor fans after this.
You know him in a way that a lot of people don't. What do you make of this?
I don't know. I don't know if he's on drugs or what his deal is, but to come and do this and act like this, you're talking about a guy who has a baby. He just had a kid. This is how you're acting? You have a son at home. Anyway.
Well, this wasn't a scheduled release video. This is breaking news.
I think he came because he was interested in the fight, and I think that it escalated to this.
We heard Artem might have been in that group of people. Do you know if Artem was
Artem
there?
was. Artem's off the card. Artem's not fighting.
So that fight's not happening. I guess it's kind of a small part of the story, but the Mac Life credential media.
I hope they get arrested too. I hope the two guys from Mac Life get arrested too for being a part of it. They have it all on film. The police just came and told us that those were the guys who let them in. So hopefully they get arrested too.
I think I already know the answer to this, but if he's out, is he not allowed in the building Saturday? So I think I already know the answer.
All right.
So I guess from here, what's the next step? I mean, Kiesa's health, I guess, is priority number one, and I guess you said you're going to talk to Rose, and then what's the next step as far as Conor? I mean, you let the whole legal
No, I'm
process
not going to
play
fight.
out?
Oh, yeah. The police are going to take care of Conor. The police are going to handle Conor, and, I know that a handful of people here already that are filing lawsuits against Conor McGregor. God knows how many lawsuits he's going to have by the time this is done. And, yeah, I'm gonna go make sure that Rose is okay, and, Mike's okay, and we'll go from there. We'll get this fight out of the way, and we'll deal with the rest of it next week.
One of the worst days you've ever had on this job?
Come on, guys. Come on. This has never happened in my history of being with the UFC. Listen, this is a fight game. Mean things are said. People get in each other's faces. People grab each other and do stuff like that. It's completely normal. And we always, contain it and handle it as part of the business. But what happened today was criminal. Disgusting, despicable, makes me sick, and we as an organization need to make sure that this never happens again.
Conor's done. He's done. So that UFC fight with him and Floyd, you can cancel that. Yeah, that's what I said. Everybody on that bus, their bank account gonna look like phone numbers. About time they get through taking all the money from Conor. I thought it was stage 2, but this is New York City. And the fact is, they just got a license here. Which made me say there's no way in the free world that happened on a staged event. Oh, they're going to have a lot of control over Conor now. He's going to be begging to come back. Because he's damaged goods. What sponsorship would touch him? He didn't just cause problems at a press conference. He injured people. Women were on the bus. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't scheduled to be there. This wasn't to promote a fight. He went there to cause a fight. He's not on the card. He just damaged his entire career and his finances. And like a coward, like Dana White said, if you want to fight Khabib, whatever, You could fight Khabib. Easy. That fight could have easily been made. Khabib was trying to get off the bus. By the time all these lawsuits is over, I'm going to have more money than Conor McGregor. You bring 30 goons in to try to come in there and fight one guy. What you bringing 30 guys for? You that scared of Khabib? Because you could have fought Khabib in December. But you pulled out. You was scared. You was scared to fight Khabib. That Russian is going to beat your brains in and then break your arms. And he knows it. And I told people that. Ferguson will beat him. Both of those guys are better than Conor McGregor, and he knows it. Conor knows it. He's scared to fight either one of them. That's why he wanted to fight Frankie Edgar. He wanted to try to jump in and fight Frankie Edgar. No, let me fight Frankie Edgar. Why you want to jump in and fight Frankie Edgar so fast? Oh, because you're bigger than Frankie. Okay. But when you fight somebody your own size, Khabib, Conor McGregor, he ain't murdering nothing. Shut up. How you gonna murder somebody? You show up with 30 people to try to start a fight. You trying to do anything to get out of the fight. That's all you doing. You don't want to fight. That's somebody who bring 30 people to somewhere. Somebody they want to fight somebody. They bring 30 people and they just stand out there and argue and stuff. And they go home and don't throw no blows. You whack 100 in it out here. Yeah, they finna do all this talking. And that's exactly what he's doing. Kind of running off at the mouth 24/7. I should call Floyd right now. Let me try to contact Floyd and see what's going on. I'm quite sure everybody done hit his phone up by now. So me trying to call him is just obsolete. No, he is in trouble because Dana White know he can't touch Conor right now. He cannot bring Conor back into the UFC. Not like this. Oh, he's more than done. Right now, he's done probably for the year. He's done his career no justice. It's tragic. You know they say, you hope people don't blow it. Normally some people wait 2-3 years before they start falling off. This guy just had a baby and he's out here doing this craziness. Women are on the bus. He's throwing chairs, bricks, everything he could find. And he's on video. People videotape this idiot doing it. And the thing is you're not even fighting. If you're going to stick up for your buddy, if you want to stick up with your buddy, you fight him. You say, you know what, I'm going to fight you next. Exactly. That's the first thing. First step one, turn down a fight with Khabib. Attack the bus outside with Rose inside of it. And then Conor fans still think he's not soft. Or a female kitten. He's a punk. That's exactly what he is. He's what I always told you he was. He's a punk. He's a coward and he's a punk. That's why the Irish mob wants to beat his face in. He's got a problem. He's got a problem back in his own hometown. Tony Ferguson would beat his brains in. Khabib would beat his brains in. I told you that 2 years ago, before he even lost. I said those are the guys that's gonna beat his head in, and he's afraid of the fights because he knows. Before he felt invincible when he was winning. He's got the kind of him and Ronda Rousey. They have the same disease. They believed the headlines. They believed they were really that good. They really believed it. And then he got exposed and whooped by Nate Diaz. And it brought the reality in. It's the same thing with Adrian Broner. They really believed they were really that good until they got beat. And then they got beat up again. Then they said the doubt is now in their head. He got beat twice by Nate. And even though they raised his hands, he know he lost. So now he's careful about who he's going to fight. Because he knows there's a chance he could lose again. Losing's already in the back of his mind. He already know because he's already experienced it. It happened. Yeah, the video is everywhere. You can see the video of this idiot throwing away his entire career. So you think it's cool? I'm a tosser? Really? You Egypt. Probably a stubby little dwarf. You bloody nope. Listen, if you agree with a man throwing bricks and bottles at a bus that have women on there, innocent people on there, showing up with 30 people to try to fight one guy, then you're the tosser. You're a coward just like Coward McGregor. You're a coward just like him. Coward McGregor. Just like I've always called him. Coward McQuitter. Oh, look what he's selling. You want the Conor McGregor tattoo shirt? That's probably you right there. That's you, ain't it? Huh? You tosser. You walk around New York City wearing that shirt. With the goofy tattoos on you. Get your Coward McQuitter shirt. Yo, I'm a Coward McGregor. You stupid bloody knobs. I'm afraid of Khabib, so I show up with 30 of my thugs. And we tear up a bus. Come see my next fight. I will be in jail. Fighting a guy for my manhood. And I will stay until the job's done. Or until there's no more coke. It's Coward McGregor. Oh, Floyd called him McTapper. I call him McQuitter. I've always called him Coward McQuitter. I predicted he was going to lose his next fight. Don't believe me? Go back and look when he was undefeated in the UFC, and I said Coward McGregor will lose his next fight. Go and look up that video. It's on YouTube. And he lost to Nick Diaz. Oh yeah, Artem is removed from the card, and it's gonna be suspended by the UFC. He ain't just removed; he's suspended. He's gonna try to explain himself, and if Dana let him back in, this is a black eye on Dana. Yeah, he's a coward. Matter of fact, let me call Paulie. I'm finna call Paulie Malignaggi. So let me get off this phone and see what he got to say about this. If I had Wi-Fi here, I'd be able to do it. I don't have my Wi-Fi, so I can't call him on there. Not through the phone. It would cut y'all off. So what do you think of Conor McGregor now? Hmm? What do you think of Conor McGregor now? I'm very curious. Hmm? What do you think of McGregor now? I got the South Florida military haircut. Everybody on, I told you, when this is over, everybody on that bus, they bank account gonna look like phone numbers. When they get through with that, they get through with him, they bank account gonna look like phone numbers when they get through with Conor McGregor. He's an idiot. He's cost himself a lot of money, and now it's over for him. You can take the man out of the cave, but you can't take the cave out of the man. Y'all are fools. I know the future. Yeah, you could pretty much tell where Conor McGregor's career was going to end up a long time ago. You really could. It's no surprise. Where he is at this point in his career and where everyone else is at, it's no surprise. He's going to get probation. Well, he should have never done that in the first place. Why would you think that's a good idea? Let's say they weren't on the bus. Let's say Conor McGregor got back there and they wasn't even taking off yet. If he really wanted to fight Khabib, why did he wait till they were on the bus? He's a coward. He got somebody to let him and 30 guys in, and he would then and still waited till they were on the bus and pulling off before they start throwing bottles and stuff at the bus. Come on. I would agree that it was fake until it had. If this was California, I'd have said this is fake. But when this is New York City, you cannot do this in New York City. Believe me, you cannot do this in New York City. Dana White knows that. Full hand. He know he can't. The UFC have never had fights in New York City in their entire existence until they got rid of the Zufas. The Zufas had to sell the company in order for them to get a license to fight in New York. All of that was casino mob stuff too, is the reason why. That was mob business. That had nothing to do with sport. That was all mob. Why that happened. So people don't think the mob don't exist. That's living proof that it exists. So the New York mob kept them out. Zuffa's rolling like that. They own the casinos on the West Coast. What are you talking about? The Zuffa's rolling like that. The Zuffa's run the West Coast Mafia. Dana White is only running the UFC because they went to school with Dana. Dana was a poor kid who mama worked hard to send him to these rich people's schools. That's how he ended up there. And he ended up meeting the Zufas. The Zufas family was super rich. They just liked Dana. So Dana had this idea of buying the UFC after watching a couple of UFCs. He wanted to buy the company and change it. They bought it for him. Zufas was already rich. They own casinos. They make hundreds of millions of dollars. The Zufas don't need UFC money. That was for Dana. But as long as it was profitable, the frittata, forget you, forgot you. Who cares? The Zufas. That's what I call them, the Zufas, and that's what they are, Zufas. Helping him get through it. It ain't Floyd's responsibility to help Conor McGregor get nothing but money. Sorry about that. No, they didn't cut me off. It was actually Sean calling in, who knows I'm on a live feed, decides to call the phone. He forgets that I'm not on Wi-Fi. And when you're not on Wi-Fi, it cuts you off. This is my Wi-Fi completely. So no, Conor McGregor will be suspended, definitely. He will be suspended indefinitely by the UFC, and there will be a warrant for his arrest.
Well, having a great time in Walt Disney World. Me and my wife and my daughter, we enjoy
They
it a
don't.
lot. Everybody's just walking around, smiling. There's a lot of happiness around.
Well, Khabib wants to
Feeling
fight
happy,
Conor
which is
McGregor,
great.
without a doubt.
Definitely was
He's
the best fight
never
of the day.
saying
Toy Story menu, I enjoy it a lot. I can't wait till this summer when Toy Story Land
he wants
opens
to
up.
fight him as a replacement. He's like, please put Conor McGregor in there. I will fight Conor McGregor.
I don't have any canned statements or anything to say other than what happened here today is Connor and approximately 20 guys apparently were let in through the doors by the MacLife guys. who were credentialed here. They opened the doors for him through an entrance. They stormed the building, got down to the
Trying to acting like he want to fight,
loading docks,
but they don't want to
fighters were
fight.
getting on the buses and started to attack the buses, throwing trash cans and dollies and things like that. Broke one of the windows and cut Michael Chiesa really bad. He cut his head, he cut his face. Rose Namajunas apparently was almost hit. She's super upset right now and basically left and walked back to the hotel. And hurt one of our employees, broke one of our employees' knuckles, and other injuries. And obviously everybody's shaken up when 30 thugs storm these guys are all cutting weight and getting ready for a fight. This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company. And there is a warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest, and they're looking for him right now. His plane cannot take off. He cannot leave the state of New York with this warrant. He'll be grounded, and I'm assuming eventually, if they don't catch him, he'll turn himself in. You can imagine he's going to be sued beyond belief, and this was a real bad career move for him.
We'll start with Chiesa. Do we know his condition? Is he able to fight?
He's at the hospital now.
So we're just waiting to find out how bad the cut is.
Right. Cuts.
He's
all cut up.
Rose, you said she was pretty upset. I mean, has she talked about anything? Like,
I'm going to see her next.
And how about your professional relationship with Conor?
Not good. I think that after this disgusting, despicable move, I think everybody's relationship with Conor is going to be not so great. I mean, even the police officer who came to me about this is like, God, I was a fan of his. Not anymore. I mean, this is the type of bad decision you make that turns a lot of people off against you. He attacked the bus. Listen, he's got some beef with Khabib because of the Artem thing that went down. You don't come into Barclays Center, attack people that are in a bus who are fighting the next day. And the worst part is the women that were on the bus. They're fighters. Rose is a fighter, and Carolina are fighters. But these goons are throwing bike racks and chairs and things like that through the windows of the bus, and didn't care who they hit or who they hurt. So,
are there any steps you can take? I mean, obviously you got to let the legal process play out, but are there any steps you can take as promotion against Conor at this time?
I haven't even talked to my crew right now, and obviously, we're disgusted with him right now, completely disgusted, and I don't know. We'll see. I got to regroup, and we have a fight this Saturday, and that's what I need to focus on and make sure that these fighters are okay and get through this fight on Saturday. But yeah, the answer to that is yes. The question is what, So yes.
Have you tried to reach out to him?
I don't want to talk to Conor McGregor.
I know you said yesterday you weren't sure if he was coming. Did you know he was in town?
Yeah, we knew last night that he was in town. Yeah.
There's a lot of people we saw that flew. Do you know if it was him or his people?
A lot of people we saw that what?
With Conor. Do you know if it was him throwing things?
Oh, they're all on video. Oh, Conor was absolutely throwing things. Oh, yeah. I think Conor's the one that threw the chair through the bus window, right? Yeah. It's all on video. Not only were people shooting from inside the bus, people were shooting from outside the bus and the security cameras that they have downstairs. Everything's on camera, including the MacLife guys letting them in the doors.
Sitting here, I know it's fresh, but you want to be in business with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, no, right now, no. Absolutely not.
What do you make of? I mean, why? What do you make of this?
Do you want to be in business with Conor McGregor right now? Do you want to chase this guy around for interviews and buy his fights? Do you? Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think anybody is going to want it right now. No, I think everybody's going to be pretty disgusted with Conor McGregor right now. Listen, you don't like Khabib and you don't like what happened or whatever, then fight Khabib. You can come in here and you can do it legally. If this fight's happening Saturday, we could have talked and made the Khabib fight right after. You could do whatever you wanted to Khabib within the limits of the rules of fighting. But you want to grab 30 friends and come down here and do what you did today? It's disgusting. And I don't think anybody is going to be, huge Conor McGregor fans after this.
You know him in a way that a lot of people don't. What do you make of this?
I don't
Chalk it up
know. I don't know if he's on drugs or what his deal is, you know. But to come and do this and act like this, you know, you're talking about a guy who has a baby. He just had a kid. This is how you're acting. You have a son at home. Anyway.
Do you think he came here specifically to New York, or do you think he came further?
No. I think he came because he was interested in the fight, and I think that it escalated to this.
We heard Artem might have been in that group of people. Do you know if Artem was
Artem
there?
was. Artem's off the card. Artem's not fighting.
So that fight's not happening. I guess, I mean, it's kind of a small part of the story, but the Mac Life credential media.
I hope they get arrested too. I hope the two guys from Mac Life get arrested too for being a part of it. They have it all on film. The police just came and told us that those were the guys who let them in. So hopefully they get arrested too.
I think I already know the answer to this, but if he's out, if he's not allowed to go inside it. I think I already know the answer.
So I guess from here, what's the next step? I mean, Kies's health, I guess, is priority number one, and I guess you said you're going to talk to Rose, and then what's the next step as far as Conor? I mean, you let the whole legal
No, I'm
process
having a
play
fight.
out?
Hell yeah. The police are going to take care of Conor. The police are going to handle Conor, and you know, I know that a handful of people here already that are filing lawsuits against Conor McGregor. God knows how many lawsuits he's going to have by the time this is done. And yeah, I'm gonna go make sure that Rose is okay, and you know, Mike's okay, and we'll go from there. We'll get this fight out of the way, and we'll deal with the rest of it next week.
One of the worst days you've ever had on this job?
Come on, guys. Come on. This has never happened in my history of being with the UFC. Listen, this is a fight game. Mean things are said. People get in each other's faces. People grab each other and do stuff like that. It's completely normal. And we always, you know, contain it and handle it as part of the business. But what happened today was criminal, disgusting, despicable, makes me sick, and we as an organization need to make sure that this never happens again.
Oh no. Yeah, it's turned into a circus. That's when you start letting in WWE wrestlers and they have more professionalism than your athletes. Well, there you go. The UFC people, they're the clowns. The majority of them are clowns. They're stage performers. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah, Dana White cannot. This is very serious. That's why you think Dana White had to make that statement. That's why Dana White had to make that statement. Because there's no way. This is New York City. You cannot do that in New York City, period. They have just been allowed to come in here with this license, and you've jeopardized all of it. I said it was staged firsthand, and then I realized it was in New York City, and I said, no, this wouldn't have been staged because this is criminal. When you see these lawsuits come at Conor McGregor, oh, guess what? Then you will know it ain't staged. You got a fighter who got cuts all over his face, almost lost an eye. That's not staged. You have a female fighter who almost got her hand hurt by a piece of metal coming through there and almost hit her in the face. Rose almost got cut and injured, and so she's mad at Conor McGregor, and they suing Conor. All these fighters, this was not staged by no way, shape, or form. Why do you think Dana White came out so quick and had to denounce it so fast? This is Madison Square Garden. I mean, this is New York City. One, this is New York City. They have not been here. Except for they just got this license. It will be snatched away, and then they will not be back in Madison Square Garden. I mean, New York ever again. It'd be back in Jersey. And everybody know Jersey is nice, but it's not New York. Yeah, the lawyers are gonna make, he's gonna surrender. He can't leave the country. They got his plane locked down at the airport. Even though he has a private jet, he's not going back to Ireland. I'm going back to Ireland. They'd be, nope. No, you ain't. You are out of 4-leaf clovers, homie. You going to jail. You better get on the phone with your lawyer. But I want my Lucky Charms. Well, your Lucky Charms have all run out. Get on in that back seat of that car, put these cuffs on. You're going to the station. You can get one phone call and a bowl of cereal and a plastic fork. Get a plastic spoon fork and you can go ahead and eat your cereal in the morning. We'll make sure they got Lucky Charms. We'll throw it in there for you. Conor Jr. waiting for Daddy to come home. Oh, he gonna be waiting a long time. Daddy ain't coming home. And that's the thing. You gave up the belt because you was scared to fight Khabib. So come on. Stop it. Stop playing. You gave up the belt because you scared. That's a coward move. If he really wanted to fight, Conor would have did it. He gave up the belt because he's scared. Whenever you give up the belt, it's because you're scared. You were supposed to fight. You were supposed to fight Khabib in Russia in December, and he pulled out for all you Conor McGregor fans. And you know what he did? He punked out. He gave up the belt. Then he wanted to come in and sneak and fight Frankie Edgar. He'll lose he can't beat none of those guys. That's why he want Tony Ferguson and he want Khabib to fight each other. But he won't fight either one of them. Because he's a coward. Coward McQuitter. Now, I don't think Conor's going to jail because of it, because he got money. If he was black, he was going to jail. But what could happen is he could end up losing his visa. New York don't play that. You could lose your travel visa, and you'll be stuck in Ireland and can't come back to the United States. See, when you're scared of somebody, this is the type of things you do. You do scary stuff. That's what people do. When they scared, they act out in fear.
know the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make is the fact that you're not using advertisements like this.
Everybody wants a piece of Conor McGregor right now. Why do you deserve a shot at that fight?
To be honest with you, I don't care about this guy. I care only about belt. If somebody wants to fight for the money, I never think about money because I have a lot of money. I think in lightweight division have a lot of guys, a lot of top guys who more tough than him and who can beat him like easily. And that's why I don't care about him. I know a lot of guys want to fight with him about money, make pay-per-view, like something like bullshit. But I want to fight with him only about money, only about belt.
How do you see that fight going when it does happen?
I want to take him down, speak with him, slap him, make him nervous. Like, hey, get up, let's go. Where's your boxing? Slap him, play with him, and make him give up. This is what I want. But I don't want to finish him like first round, second round, third round. I want to fight with him 25 minutes, like 5 rounds, and look him. I want to make him look very bad. This is what I want to do. And finish his hype,
I heard there was some kind of incident backstage at 205 between you and some of your team and Conor. Is that true that there was almost a scuffle or there was a scuffle backstage?
Yes, when I finished my weigh-in, I meet him. He watched me like, I ask you why you watch, what you want, because I saw morning how he watched today, Tyron Woodley,
Yeah.
I tell him, hey, I am not Eddie Alvarez and Tyron Woodley. I'm different, If somebody watch me like crazy, I can go crazy too, And but a lot of security is coming, and I watch his eyes. He not say nothing. He like what, and that's it, But
You think you're ready to go right then?
of course, I'm ready to go anytime. In Dagestan, I have a lot of fights in the street. This is different play. This is not America. But when I become like professional fighter, I start fighting to the street. But before, when I'm amateur, I have a lot of fights.
When somebody steps to you now and you say, I am a professional fighter, do they walk away?
Of course, I have to say this. If somebody don't know and he try fight with me, I have to say, hey, be careful. Because if you UFC fighter and you one of the best in the world fighter, like 7 billion people around the world, and you one of the best, you can kill somebody.
You could kill somebody. Exactly. Yep. Well. Oh, Savage. Don't worry. You'll get to see it when we close out. I was just reading some stuff and finna find out how the lawsuits keep going. Yep. I'm finna charge the phone up. It's been fun. It's been real live.